Hey guys, I want to do a quick video on the SIG 320X carry and the Glock 19X. I originally purchased the SIG 320X carry to be my daily carry gun. And from everything I had seen on the internet about them, everybody raved about them, said they were great firearms. So I went ahead and purchased one at my local dealer. He gave me a great deal on it. And I started carrying the gun. And I've put about probably 1,000 rounds through this gun. It's a very accurate gun, shoots really smooth. The trigger's great, the grip angle's perfect. I loved everything about the gun except for the rear sight. Now, it's only, could be just my personal issue with the gun, which happens, but I'm getting a little bit older. My eyes are not what they used to be. And when I try to shoot this gun, my eyes are drawn to that pocket area that you can see in the rear sight. There's like ledges on the outside and then kind of a pocket inside with the two vials. And when I try to look down the slide, the first thing that my eyes see is that rear shadowed pocket area with the tritium in it instead of the front sight. And no matter how much I try to get past it, that's the first thing that my eyes are drawn to. Now, I'm sure I could probably blacken it out or, take the plate off and grind the back of it off to make it flat or whatever and do something with it, but I'm not screwing with that. Someday SIG will come out with a different option for the rear sight, and that may make this gun, better for me. But for right now, anyway, I put it kind of on the back burner. And I went to the Glock 19X, and honestly, I had no intentions of buying one of these pistols. I thought it was kind of a stupid idea to begin with. But once I carried the X carry and got used to a little bit longer grip frame, I realized that you can carry that longer grip frame and not have issues with the style carry inside the waistband that I'm using. So, and of course, I've never had an issue with a Glock being unreliable or feeding issues or anything else. They're pretty much just run all the time. The only Glocks that I've ever had that didn't work right were honestly ones that I bought performance parts for that ended up screwing the gun up. Pretty much all stock Glocks that I have owned run like clocks all day long. But when you start putting crap on them, they seem to start to decrease the reliability of them. So when the 19X came out, I said, this gun has pretty much on it already what I wanted, which is no finger grooves. I hate the friggin' finger grooves on the Glocks. It was just ridiculous to me. And I like having the backstrap attachments so I can get real high on that gun and still keep, the top of the web of my hand out of the way of the slide. So I went ahead and blended the smaller backstrap on here. All the Glocks, all these plastic guns, I don't care who makes them, they all need a little bit of texture on them, or grip tape or something. I would just rather throw the texture to them and be done with it. It's permanent. I don't have to worry about it falling off. I do that. Some people like grip tape. Some people complain about you're ruining a gun, whatever. Well, it's my gun and I paid for it. So, I can cut it in half with a hacksaw if I feel like it, and it doesn't really matter. So, bottom line is, for this gun, I was impressed with this gun so far. I don't think the marksman barrel, it's not going to make a difference for someone like me who probably my average shooting is 20 yards and less. I'm not going to notice that much of a difference in that barrel. I haven't seen any difference in it, and I probably will not. The trigger setup in it's pretty nice. The trigger is smoother to me, and the take-up is better than it was in the Gen 4s and the Gen 3s as far as a stock setup is concerned. Mag release on the gun was a little bit too short for me. So when I was texturing the frame, I just went ahead and kind of scalloped that area out a little bit, so I would give myself a little bit more contact room without having to go to extended controls. When you go to extended controls on an inside the waistband holster like I carry in, which is a Kydex with wings on it, I don't like the hybrid half Kydex with leather because they seem to lose retention, but the full Kydex holsters with wings work really well. But they don't work well with extended controls. You'll find that when you get in the car and sit down, your mag button pops and you got a magazine that's dislodged, and that could be a very bad thing. But honestly, overall, these two guns, if you put them, on top of each other, side by side, whatever, they're dimensionally about the same gun. The SIG is a great gun. It's got a nice feel to it. The grip angle's really nice, but the rear sight I hate. It's just me personally. Glock 19X, great gun so far. Have not had any issues with it. Hopefully I will not. I've seen, some people that have had some failures, but, it happens. And even though they're Glock and they have, some of the most reliable pistols out there, occasionally you get one that chokes. It just happens. It's a machine. But either way, if you're looking at the two pistols, and you're trying to make a decision on which one to buy, to me, it's really about personal preference. And the 19X is a great gun. There's nothing wrong with it. The SIG is a really nice, high quality firearm. Nothing wrong with it. Just for me, that rear sight didn't work. Hopefully they'll come up with a different rear plate system with just a blacked out rear sight. Otherwise, my only other option is to take the plate off and have the rear sight machined. And I really don't want to do that. It's added expense to the gun that I really don't think is necessary. So if you have any questions about either one of these two firearms, send me the questions, and I'll answer them as I get time. So as always, guys, I appreciate you watching the videos, and take care of yourselves.